efficiently and effectively.
Actually, what you hear is you will not believe how good that guy is, which means at the back of the mind of the employer, he or she is thinking, this person is disabled, I have to be careful. But then when they come back to you and say, you will not believe how good that guy is, they are telling you indirectly, this individual has actually surpassed our expectations. We were thinking we are bringing in somebody with disability who is going to be a liability. But we are pleasantly surprised. He is not a liability. He is actually a contributor. And that is the kind of feedback that you get.
We can say they're sensitive, but they're not difficult to work with. Because they're very respectable and they're very hardworking. And they have a talent and a skill in them, which is very unique, as I can see. In Farafenni, we recruited one of them because she was trained by us last year. And when she graduated, she was the most disciplined student, and we were there to see her. From there, we said, okay, we're going to give her the chance to recruit her to be part of us and work. And since that, she's been working really hard. She's one of the best staff that we have.
Like me, today, if you give me a job, I would not like to lose that job because that's where I get my daily, feeding. I have a wife, I have kids. That's where I get money to spend on them. And they are very committed and they respect time.
We've done a survey not too long ago, and looking at the results that we've got, though the number of disabled persons employed in this country is very small, but those that have been employed have proven to be more hardworking, more reliable, more realistic in their work, more committed than the so-called able-bodied.
It has so far brought to light a number of issues that people did not know from the onset, and as well as also information gaps that need to be collected. For instance, there has never been a comprehensive database of disabled people who have certain skills and knowledge bases to be documented and kept in our records. And this project has initiated a study that would collect information on people who are disabled but have certain skills and competencies. We are also observing that the project is bringing out information relating to employers in the Gambia who have certain disabled persons among their employees, and collecting information regarding how much or how well these people are serving these various employees or employers. So I think it is also really projecting the image of the persons with disability as worthy members of society who can make a difference, be it in any form of employment, given the right opportunity. So I think the project is making an impact in terms of awareness, and is also bringing out evidence that could help us in our advocacy.
And remember, if you employ one disabled person, you have almost taken about 2 or 3 people off the street begging. A disabled person sitting at the corner begging, if he is removed from that corner and taken to a job or a workplace employed, that person is not going to beg. The people that are depending on that person will not beg. And so you have brought sort of a big change in that person's life. Economically, socially, his status will rise. And as an individual, in him or herself, the person will feel dignified and respected.
Gumbo yi ak alifi naka sa ñu mumune yi ak ñeneen ñu ne ñu bàyyi ñaan te joxuñ leen dara lu nga xam ne mën nañoo tax mën a tax ñu mën a bàyyi ñaan nga xam ne dañu mën a si mën a jàpp seen bopp si so lu ñoo def I think it's not very nekkul lu nga xam ne lu feya la toog si kër depuis suba ba guddi amuloo xaalis sa famille kenn du la jox lu ngay lekk yow di nga kontaan foog nga jéem a kay.
My advice to them is let them go and find a skill. Let them try and do something so that they can help themselves. Because when you have a skill, either you get employment or you have self-employment. It is their own responsibility to stop going out to the street to beg. When they are begging, they go with somebody, either their child or their sisters or their brothers. And they are training those people also to be useless, because those people will not go and have their education. They will not go and do something for themselves.
I don't want to be a beggar. I don't want to beg. But what society is doing is we are actually condemning these people into a life of begging. Nothing is wrong with their brains.
Yes, I think that would appeal to the cultural settings, in certain communities. In most communities, you find out that the community discriminates against persons who are disabled by thinking that they cannot contribute to society and relegate them to one corner of the house. I am appealing that this mindset needs to change. People with disability can really contribute to every setting if they are given the opportunity to participate.
Discrimination is not good. Nobody likes to be discriminated. If you say, this person cannot see, so let me discriminate him. Maybe he or she will not see you, but he knows what is happening. You cannot see, but you have your mind. God cannot close everything. Closes the door, pull down the curtains, and switch off the lights. Don't never do that.
My advice would be to every parent to treat their children as equal. All their children are their children. There is no need, because of disability, to discriminate amongst your children. Myself, I had the great privilege of going to high school up to A-level class with a person who was physically challenged. Actually, two. There was a lady who had physical disability. She had to go to school with crutches, and she was one of the brightest students. So, I mean, disability really, like I said, does not mean inability or lack of capacity.
Let the society include us. Let them not see us as useless people. Let them see us some, people with a lot of potential, And if you don't share with us, you don't see our capability, what we are able to do.
Let's think about these individuals as part of the society that actually requires our attention. We are neglecting them. We are not carrying them along with us. And as education providers, I do not think there is any school that their motto is to provide education to able-bodied people. We are looking to provide opportunities for everybody in the country. And we education providers, we need to spearhead this campaign on behalf of people with disability and say, it is about time that every institution open up all the opportunities that are available to able-bodied people, to disabled people. People with disability, they may not be able to even find the kind of funding that is necessary sometimes. There is nothing wrong as part of our corporate social responsibilities that we look at opportunities of awarding scholarships, maybe partial scholarships to these individuals, so that within the next 5-10 years, we can look back and say, we have changed the Gambia for the individuals with disability, with challenges, that we've been able to conquer this challenge on their behalf and make sure they are off the streets as beggars. They don't need to beg if they can study and they can do things that all of us are doing in the offices. A disabled person can become a teacher.
For the disabled themselves also, I will encourage them not to allow themselves to be relegated to the corners of the rooms. Let them seek and demand for their rights, because their right to participate in society is a fundamental right that nobody should deny them. So let everybody go and request for their rights, and let the people in the community support them in attaining these rights, be it educational, be it health-related or environmental.
This business of stigmatization should stop.